decided to do a quick episode. I know this is out of character for us to, jump right on time to do a pod, but we managed to do it. It's just the two of us, Sandeep here, and with me, Orko. Orko, thank you so much for doing this, just out of the blue. I think it was your idea only, so let's
Hmm.
credit where it's due.
Yeah, I I feel good. I think good draws. So let's get into it. You want to share your screen? Let's
Yeah,
yeah. Let's share the Asian Games draw first.
dude, I cannot for the life of me figure out how to share a screen here.
Okay. I forgot. Sandeep is technologically challenged and he's a Luddite. My bad. I will
Wait,
share
let's.
that.
I'll share the screen. I'll figure it out. Let's
No,
just start with the conversation anyway.
no.
Which one do you want to start? Asian Games or the qualifiers?
We'll build up to the qualifiers. First, I want to tackle the Asian Games first because there was a lot of halla balla around it. There was a very, you know, what do you say, very public campaign to get it, to get our teams there, and then now we have a situation where we don't have a group that's so tough, right? So we are entitled to have some return on our emotional investment. Yes, I mean you can also add
Yes.
your view to it.
Yes. So this is the Asian.
He's finally figured out
Sorry.
technology, guys. This is a miracle. Okay.
Yes. So this is the World Cup qualification and the AFC Asian Cup
Hmm.
qualification also. Qatar, India, Kuwait, Afghanistan, or Mongolia. So that last part we'll figure it out. It doesn't look that bad, no? I think there is a chance here.
I mean, India did not beat Kuwait in the in two matches that they played, and it does not look that bad. India's
Yeah.
answer of finishing second, and which is why I wanted you to play that match video, but again you have a problem.
No, 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 no. I'll play. I figured it out. Sima's
so,
video is coming.
so Stimach in that video, what he said, and I like it because this is a man who has set targets, right, for himself. He said, Asian Games, we have to finish second, right?
Okay, you know what? I'll try and share that screen.
Yeah, he said Asian Games we finish. Sorry, Asian Games we can vie for the top spot, and World Cup we have to finish second, right? That's what he said. So in the World Cup draw, it's not that bad. Yes, my God, guys, he's doing something today.
Host team
Can you hear?
China, it's going to be a very competitive game for our youngsters, and I expect that this game decides upon the
You can
winner of the group.
maximize it. There is an
With
option
all the
there on
respect
Twitter.
to Bangladesh and Myanmar, which are similar to us, having many youngsters in their
Guys, it's like
senior
eating a
national team
grandpa.
already, we need to outplay them on the pitch, clearly as that. So I expect us to win for the first position in the group against China, and I expect our youngsters to do brilliant job for India. World Cup qualifier draw 2026 was not kind of a lucky for us, you know. Having Qatar, one of the best Asian teams in our group, is going to be a big task, but we proved not long ago that we can find a way playing against such teams. And then having Kuwait, by far the best team from the pot 3, and Afghanistan or Mongolia, which we faced in the near past, once again we need to state very clearly, the second position in the group needs to be ours. We need to do everything to prepare well, to get enough time from all the stakeholders in Indian football for a good preparation and make sure that India goes through to the third round of the World Cup qualifiers. I'm very happy as a coach. I'm looking forward into a brighter future for Indian football. Let's work together. Let's stay united for the sake of Indian football future. And with God blessings, many regards from Croatia. See you soon, guys.
So that is Igor Stimac and his
Hmm.
comments. I think he has fairly realistic targets,
He
but
has
I
set.
also think
I
he's
like
looking.
it. No, the first point is he has set targets. Point to be noted and appreciated. He has set targets. Now he will live and die by his own sword. I like that. As a fan, I like that. Yeah, go on.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but I also feel because he spoke about the the World Cup qualifiers, he is looking. Is he looking beyond January? There is a feeling that he's probably looking beyond January, and I like that actually. I know a lot of people don't want him to continue. I personally have no problem if he continues or whatever the decision is, but as long as there is a long-term plan, and he looks like with this comment that he's looking like there is a long-term plan. And second place is achievable. It's not easy. If they don't get it, I'm not going to be like you failed in this whole endeavor. But if they challenge very, very well, and I think they can nick it. I think they can nick it.
One thing that
Why
differentiate.
you? First of all, why are you eating in the middle of the show?
Sorry,
I
because
don't like it.
yeah, I just like to inform my viewers because I just got back from a very long day at work. Okay, and in the middle, I was also watching the draw. Right, so I need some refreshment for the show. I apologize. Right, right, but why can't you share a screen? I can answer the same question of you, but you know, but my point is, I like the fact that Constantine, gave his views, but what Timac has done is he's gone a step further. He's actually thought about the long term here. He's made so much noise about it, but maybe it is the age of Indian football making noise. He's been able to make some changes in the structure, right? He's been speaking about more Indians, more Indians, more Indians, and now we have a second division, which is the de facto third division, the second division of the I League, which is a de facto third division without foreigners, right? So this is a guy who's gone on the record, spoken about it, and made enough noise to have the authorities take notice and change, right? So this is clearly a guy who's spoken about the long term, yeah. And personally, like you said, I still think at that price range, you may be able to get better coaches, right? But not somebody who has a 4 year spell of continuity, 5 years of with the national team, right? So my take is that it's, I mean, irrespective of what happens at the Asian Cup, unless we get drubbed really badly, right? So it makes sense for him to get maybe 2 more years. This is my
Yeah.
take.
No, I fair enough. If he gets an extension, I think it is at least at this moment in time, it looks deserved. I don't think anybody can have too much of a complaint about what's happened recently. Sure, there have been a lot of
Hmm.
problems and teething issues, but nevertheless, we are looking at a situation where it looks like there is some plan going forward, and there is a national team core that can possibly go on for a while. Thapa is at a good age. A bunch of youngsters, Apuya, and all of them are also on a good age, and the next generation is also coming through. So we have to. I think it's actually a good thing, and he has made his targets. He's made it targets known also, so you can always work towards it. Second, he thinks is possible. I think that's possible too. And Asian Games, I think you have to go all out, right? Asian Games, China, Bangladesh, Myanmar, not the hardest, especially their under 23 teams. I think with the team that you are going to send, I think they are also sending Sunil Chetri, Jingan, and Gurpreet. So I don't think there can be any excuses if you don't make it to the next round.
Can you pull up the lineup of the last India match?
The India match, the SAF Cup,
Yeah,
I can tell you off the top of my head.
no, pull it up for our viewers, right?
Yeah, you can't just randomly ask me all this in between all these
I'm
things.
sorry, I forgot, guys. I will have to do the.
Can't even find you talk. You have to keep talking about something, otherwise it'll take forever.
Yeah, no, I know. I forgot. He's new to this whole thing. I used to do it very
Hey,
well when I used to host it. But my point is, yeah, you're right. China, for that matter, right? I still expect them to be a slightly better team than us. Uh, then you have Bangladesh and Myanmar, right? Did I get that right?
Yeah.
I think that there's no reason we can't we should not be confident in that group. Honestly, right? Let, let me let me try and see if I can pull it up. Are you
No,
doing
I
it?
got it. I got it. The problem was not that I can't pull it up. The problem
Hmm.
was that you said it out of the blue.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would assume,
So,
guys, a good host would do this, but that's just me, right?
wow. Wow.
Yeah, this is why I say. I mean, of the three people who have hosted this, it has always been me who's the best. Huh. Okay. My God, I can't see anything. Okay,
Okay.
so yeah, so Gurpreet's going, right? Jingan's going. Mishra is under 23.
I think it might be 24 now. But sure, like let's assume he Anwar Ali is going. Um,
Mishra is 21. Mishra is
he's only
21.
21.
Yeah, yeah, 21. And Anwar Ali is 22,
Yeah,
right?
he's going.
Yeah. So how many of these are actually not going? Think
But
about it.
we can't ignore the fact that there is a very like, can the club say no? It's an Asian Games. They can, at the end of the day, they also have a say.
I think our resident, how do I say it? Our super senior journalist friend Marcus put out a cryptic tweet saying that if you look at the signings of the ISL clubs, and I've also been thinking on those lines. You're at an era where stockpiling of players is rampant, right? Uh,
Hmm.
it's not just, and people might think it's just ATK and ATK MB. Sorry, it's not ATK MB anymore. It's MBSG and MCFC, right? My bad. Please edit that segment out, right? Uh, Disclaimer: we won't. But uh, it's the HFCs, it's the NUFCs, it's everybody, right? Everybody is stockpiling players. Everybody has at least 40 players that they can, right? And 23, um, who's most likely to be affected? I think it has to be one of the
Goa
big.
will lose both the center. I mean, Goa will lose the center half.
Goa will lose Jingan,
Yeah.
right? Anwar Ali, MBSG, Sunil Chhetri, Gurpreet Sandhu, BFC,
They'll
right?
lose even, maybe even Roshan. I think Roshan is what?
Yeah, MCFC, Akash Mishra doesn't play. Well, I like to see Roshan in the squad, but if Ashish Rai is fit, I think. But I think Ashish Rai is beyond the age, if I'm not mistaken. Let me
Yeah.
check.
But these things are, we'll see how that
Yeah,
goes,
we'll
right?
see.
At the end of
We'll
the
see
day,
when the
we need.
but my point is it's very hard for India not to, you know.
See,
It
one
is
of the
very.
things is the national team, senior national team also has a lot of young players.
Hmm.
So most of them, or at least a sizable chunk of them, is going to go there. And you also have a spine that is going, like senior heads, that is going to go there. Who's probably your best center half? Let's say one A, one B, right? Anwar and him, I would classify Sandesh and Anwar as one A, one B. Your best center half, your best goal scorer, and your first choice goalkeeper. So you have really strong characters in that lineup who's going to go for Asian Games, provided everything goes on as we decide. We are expecting, right? Players being released by the clubs, not having any more problems and injuries and no such issues. This is the team that is going to go. I think it's great because a lot of them will also be part of the Asian Cup in January. So it's going to be really interesting to give them that extra 3-4 games that they are going to play there. And then they can do the qualifiers and the two other tournaments they are going to play. I think all together it looks like the you cannot complain that we did not play enough games in 2023. That much can be very clearly being said. Like I was there when Wim Kovermans was coaching and all. India hardly played kick the ball as a national team. Very rare you would see them play anything. So this is actually a welcome change.
And Uh, Moment to celebrate. India has 14 more pro coaches, guys, straight from 16 to 13. The successful candidates are, and there are a lot of friends of the pod, guys. Let me just tell you, right? Some you
One
know,
guy is
some you,
hiding also. Okay, just so you know.
yeah. No. Again, again, yeah, right? He's hiding again. He's like
Yeah.
Agent Binod, right?
You
He's
know
also
what the funny thing is? I asked him,
uh,
why are you hiding in photos? He said, I didn't know they were going to put it out. I thought it was just internal WhatsApp photos. I was messing around. But anyway, we have
uh,
Ranity Singh, Ishfaq Ahmad,
what
Vivek
a
Nagul,
what a
Jedi
prankster, huh?
Almeida, Shakti
Huh.
Chauhan,
Uh,
Surendra Singh.
just saying Anthony Andrews, uh, Meraj Shuddin Vadu, Richard Hood, you have Pradyum Reddy, you have Gavin Araho, you have Noel Wills. So we'll just I think this isn't the right way to go about Sandeep. So we'll just do some educating also while we're at it. Renity Singh, assistant now at BFC,
Had a
right?
very successful stint as a coach in Manipur, promoted his team. Had a successful stint as interim head coach in
promoted
East
an
Bengal.
academy Promoted an academy to a state whose top league is very competitive, like Manipur's, right? Promoted a classic academy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah,
I had met him when I went to Manipur last time,
uh,
and he was in the middle of the season.
mm,
And he was saying the things that they were doing beyond football to help these boys, allow them to travel and, giving money somehow to
and,
ensure
and
that they can continue playing football. They were doing beyond just football in
and
that team.
as a coach, right? As a licensed coach, I've been critical of Indian coaches in the past, right? But one thing I can say is that this batch is an upgrade on the previous batch, for sure. The newer generation of Indian coaches are definitely more dedicated, not just to their job but to learn, right? Because honestly, guys, I know people, some of those who've not worked in the football industries, being a football coach is one of the toughest things you can do if you actually want to tackle all the facets of coaching, right? Starting from data science to, physiotherapy. I mean, it's just massive, right? It's one of the toughest things you can do if you take it seriously, right? So someone told me this batch of coaches, and I agree with them, is definitely an upgrade on the previous generation, because simply because they're much more serious about their craft, and there are people still who are not who are not still have got a pro yet. They will in time. I'll tell you, like Floyd, for example, right? Floyd's not here, uh, but yeah, you have Randy Singh, you have Ishfaq. I think KBFC fans know him well, and he has a new stint with with the Indian national youth team. You have Vivek Nagul, who was at Chennai, and then at Ara, right? You have JD Almeida. Uh, Correct me if I'm wrong, Sandeep, but he was at one of the ISL clubs. Yes.
I'm not sure. I don't remember actually.
Okay. Okay. Um, JD, I seem to have forgotten. I definitely remember this, but old age in memory, guys. Shakti Chauhan, a very popular instructor, was assistant at Delhi Dynamos before it shut down, has continued to work for football in Delhi, and actually is a very instructor who travels around the country taking courses. Surinder Paji, I think Minerva fans need no introduction, right? Very, very seasoned coach. Anthony Andrews, again, uh, Coquelin fans very, very, very familiar with the two-time. You know, is it two-time or three-time now, Sandeep? It's two, right? Did he win the
Who?
first one for Oakland?
Who?
Anthony Andrews.
I'm not sure, dude.
He's definitely
No,
won
the
two.
Priya won one.
Okay, so he's definitely won two, guys. He's definitely won two titles, and what's impressed me about this coach in particular is that you've tried to. People are like, it's a women's game, so it's easy to implement. No, guys, the women's game has more Indians than the men's game. The women's game is 10 Indians, right? So, so he's taught them to play from the back. If someone's not watched Gokulam Kerala women play, I would suggest you guys go watch. Why I rate this coach so highly. And he can easily make the switch over men to women, woman to men. That's up to him. But someone I rate very highly and someone I want to see take the next step, right? So, and there are some distressing details also. We are hearing, I heard, Sandeep, that he was given a 3-month contract with the national team, which is why he rejected it. I am, this is what, sources at the AFF mentioned, right? And why would he? Why would he? Take that in lieu of job security, where he has a 1-year contract, Gokulam Kerala, right? So now I think he's just a coach under Thomas Dennerby. I think the AFF announced it on Twitter that Thomas Dennerby was the going to be the coach.
They
But
announced it as we were discussing
they announced
last
it
time.
as we were discussing, and it's pretty shocking if that is the way it's been handled. I mean, honestly, guys, these are young guys. They have families. They need job secure. Like, I mean, a 3-month contract is. I mean, you're not backing your own people again, right? You're saying we're saying you we want to grow Indian coaches, but you're giving them 3-month contracts. You can't change squat in 3 months, right? You can't your what do you say? And people will say yes, he's had some of the national team players, yes, but a 3-month contract is kind of a slap in the face, right? And if this was the if you had the Olympic qualifiers as the target, maybe he should have been given the job much earlier. I mean, it's just smacks of poor planning again, right?
Yeah,
Sandeep, you can yeah. See, I mean, he can't be made the scapegoat for the Olympic qualifiers, right? 3 months, what? You can't do anything, right? You can't change their playing style. You can't teach them or unteach them rather things they've been doing for years. It's I don't know, like I don't know what to
I
say.
mean, Indian football has never been known to be extremely well planned, especially women's team. But that said, women's team will also be going for the Asian Games. That should
Asian
also be
Games,
something very
you
interesting and
you
something
and you
we.
should have really pulled up the draw, but we will. Merajuddin Vadu, uh,
Wait, if you know the draw, you tell me. I couldn't pull it up in that whole hurry burry.
Thailand and Chinese Taipei, if I'm not mistaken, they're playing. So, and again, another very, very good draw for the Indian team. I know people like potential banana skins, yes, but it could have been worse. That's all I'm saying. Um, Richard Hood, we know, is at Reliance now as the head, as the
The technical director
technical director. Prad Reddy, a
in
friend of the
Tempo.
pod, and a coach so smart that he easily transitioned into a CEO's role, and that is what I mean. Like, this generation of coaches knows how to do things other than coaching. Like, they know how to do budgeting. They Brad Reddy is a CEO because he has the skills of a CEO and not just a coach, right? So, uh, a, a guy with extremely high uh, like education. I read somewhere, Sandeep, I don't know if you know this, but our friend apparently knows Japanese. I read it in a and that's the thing. There's only one profile, definitive profile on Prad Reddy, and it's from years ago. It's on Kale now, right? This is a guy who the ecosystem has not valued as much as it should have, right?
Valued as much as we have, at least let's say that.
No, we have, but in conversations, right, or in when we had him in the or when he's been on screen in the 9 years, right? Nobody's given as much insight into the ISL and its games as much as Pat Reddy.
Yes, because
Agreed.
he is aware of the whole ecosystem. He knows his players. He does his homework. I mean, that is one of the reason why he always comes to do a season review or a preview, generally a season preview for injury
Yeah,
time, because I go
and
in there knowing that I'm going to learn so much about the season
and
and the kind
no,
of.
no, so that's what I'm saying. No one better than Brad Reddy in the whole country to do that, right? The season review for us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's what that is essentially the point. Gavin Araho, I had the fortune of working with him when I was at FC Goa. He's an up and coming guy. He was an A license there. Somebody who's been mentored by Derek, right? The last coach mentored by Derek went on to win the Super Cup, right? Although uh, his plans for the season have been scuppered by the two I League bids being in jeopardy.
No,
Um,
he was never part of the plan for one of the teams for sure. I knew that much. He
he
was
was,
initially, but he was not.
but
Yeah.
but for the other team, he was Sandeep. I should tell you that it had been done. It had been done,
No,
right?
I know. I'm saying you can't say two teams because one team did not want him after the initial conversation.
No, 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 no. No, that's not the point. My point is, my point is, both of these teams' season are in jeopardy now because of you know. So my point is, he did sign, but I'm talking about the two teams and the two bids in general. But more on that later, right? You have Noel Wilson, who
So
is
Jamshedpur.
sorry,
He was with Jamshedpur last year.
with Jamshedpur last year. You have Venki, no introduction. I think Constantine era, Stimac era. I think everyone knows Venki. He is partnered up with his old pal Abhishek Yadav at FC Madras, also from what we know. And you have the old warrior Sanjay Sen, right?
I think
Wow, this
Sanjay
is
Sen is one of the most underrated coaches in Indian football.
huh,
He's won everything.
okay.
When I say everything, I think I mean everything. Everything that he's played for that he could win as a silverware,
Hmm.
he has won. I League, ISL, Second Division, Duran Cup, Federation Cup, all.
Okay,
So
there are 15 candidates here. Okay, okay. This is all okay.
okay,
Anyway,
and
yeah.
now
Let's
that
not
we
go
went
into
all
the.
through all of this, I want to transition into the ISL bid that is happening. I think they have put a baseline bid of 550 crores
Mhm.
for 2 years, I think, which is an interesting timeline for me
Mhm.
because 2 years, I think the contract is up for renewal. So that's one. And the second part is, I was just thinking about this yesterday and I was having a conversation with someone, and it occurred to me that they are auctioning out ISL and the national team bids. Being the media partners, I wonder why I
Mhm.
League is not being auctioned at the same time or taken up at some level.
Mhm.
It's just a thought that occurred to me. I don't know if there is any technicality or if it's a priority of or it's up to the AIFF to push that case. I really don't know, but it's just a thought that occurred to me. Maybe we'll do some digging into that also in the future. But just a couple of thought. But I think 550 million is probably a little too ambitious.
550 crore.
Yeah, sorry, 550 crore is very ambitious. I hope they get it. It'll be wonderful for all the teams. But I don't know the tender. It's a closed tender, right? I
Yeah.
think it's a closed tender. So yeah,
But from what I know, Octagon has already invited people over to, you know, bid. Essentially, it has identified potential bidders. So,
I mean it's okay. At the end, I personally think it'll go to Geo, you know, Viacom.
yeah.
But fair enough. I think they'll do a good job. They have a good production house already there. They've done IPL. They have
Hmm.
capable hands. They have Anand Tyagi also, which is also a good move. So essentially, they have all the things ready and waiting for them. So I think that might be the move to make.
Okay.
But Sony, I
Uh,
heard, was sort of interested. I don't know how serious they are about it though. So can't really confirm. Sony 10 Sports back in the day was home of I League. Me and Naveen used to watch highlights at 10:30 in the night or something, or replay of the match or something after we finished work. So it's a fond memory I have. But yeah, so I think I'll just move on to some questions, right?
Yeah.
So Roshan GK has asked, don't you guys think Kuwait takes World Cup qualifiers more serious than SAF Cup? 100%. I think it'll not be the same as easy as we thought it was
Yeah,
going
I think
to
the
be.
intensity will be higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So
did you flash the
I
questions?
did.
Okay, okay, okay.
So that's going to be a difficult game, but I still do think that we can match them. I don't think we can beat them in both the games, but at least at home, I would expect us to do much better. So if you win the last game, win one of these games, and then do better against the better, Qatar than Kuwait, I think then that sort of opens up a door for you to finish second. It's slightly ambitious, but I think it is not beyond the realm of possibilities. And I agree with Stimach, who said that is his target as well. So yeah, that's an interesting one.
So I think the best news that's coming in for me for today is that both the men's and women's teams, right, at the Asian Games, right, can actually qualify for the next stage, right. I think
Yeah,
that is the best news for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kumar Reddy has asked Orko and Sandeep, Igor again asking for enough time for Asian Games and World Cup qualifier. Enough time means again a camp, and he wants 1 month camp for AFC Asian Cup. How will ISL having ACL and AFC Cup? How will the season be? I think is his question. I don't think he will get a long term training camp for the other matches. For the Asian Cup, I think what I believe or I've been told is it'll be a 3 week time between they'll get a 3 week break from the season, but the other one, I don't think they'll get too much time. Maybe
No,
five,
I,
6 days.
I don't think Asian Games. I think he'll cry about it.
I don't
Honestly,
think you can afford to give them in this season. No.
no, man, no. Honestly, I mean, I have to run the ISL as well, right? It is um, more importantly, the ISL is a more important exercise for the Asian Cup than the Asian Games. If I look at it that way, right?
Yeah, I
And this
agree.
is our World Cup, guys. I mean, yes, Judgment Day is near. Obviously, it's near, guys. Yeah, Jan 2024 is almost here. Our World Cup is almost here, right? I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but India in a major tournament. When we were growing up, guys, it was very rare. We saw our generation saw the first Asian Cup appearance in 2011, and then we had to wait 8 years till 2019, and here we go again, right? Yeah,
In
we
my memory, the big tournament that I watched was beating Syria
hmm,
in the Nehru Cup,
Nehru
which
Cup,
is the distinct memory I have. I
right?
think NB Pradeep scored that goal.
Right.
So yeah, that's what I remember.
No, but
Roshan is 25. Yes, Kumar Reddy is corrected. So I guess he's out. Roshan, Navaram
so
Roshan Singh.
but my point is, right, to Joshua's question, the Asia this time the Asian Cup will without a doubt be the most followed Indian will followed the most followed tournament involving an Indian football team ever, right? Because we saw 2019 Asian Cup, there's a lot of following. I saw that, right? So 2024 after this half cup Inter Cup, I don't think at least media mentions wise, there's never been a bigger, and when media, I don't mean just the traditional media, I mean social media, all of it basically, all of it, all traction, including this will be the most followed tournament ever. So a lot of spotlight. So
Kumar
and
Reddy says Rajesh
hope,
Chetri, which I think
hope,
is a good
yeah,
shout
it's
for
a
the
good
under
shout.
23 team.
Hopefully, whisper it to yourselves. Someone from injury time should be there, or maybe more than one person from injury time should be there in
For the
January.
Asian Cup, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. We are all trying. We'll
we are
see how
all
it goes.
trying our best, guys, but it's a kidney. But unfortunately, we won't ask for crowdfunding. Don't worry, we're nice guys that way.
Yes. And
Uh,
this Sangamesh, I agree, Orko. You have to be professional.
Sorry,
And
you hear him? Sorry.
Chinese, Taipei,
Sorry,
Thailand, and
no,
India.
I mean, uh,
Group
I
B.
mean, I'm going to do what I want. He cannot watch it. It's up to him. But yeah, sorry, my just my opinion, guys. Yeah.
How many games will Indian players end up playing? If you're an ISL player, you'll play 20. If you get to the final, you will play 23. Might play guaranteed 3 games in Durand Cup. So that's 26.
Yeah.
Maybe another three games. Let's say three
Federation
games in
Cup.
Super Cup or Federation Cup,
Federation
whichever.
Cup. The Federation Cup is there. Super Cup has been
And then
scrapped.
you have national team game. Maybe around, if you are playing regularly for all of this, you can play around 35, 40 games this year, which I think is a good number as far as. But everything is sort of, if you are a national team player, actually you'll even play more because you have 3 games, 2 tournaments, and then the Asian Cup also. So let's hope that they get a lot of chance. ISL I League with same broadcaster. Will there be too much for one outlet? I don't think ISL and I League will be in the same broadcaster. But if there are, see there is
I'll
a push coming to ensure that I League games are happening in the evenings
evening
under floodlights.
floodlights.
So
Floodlights.
I don't think it works for anybody to have both of these two games going simultaneously at the same time. So I don't think it will be in the same broadcaster.
It won't be the same broadcaster, number one, and there will be some clashes in venues also. So yeah,
India will have massive support this time in FIFA qualifiers since
yeah,
you
yeah,
are playing in the Middle
yeah,
East.
yeah, 100%,
Yes, that's a good point. I
100%.
hadn't thought about that. It's
Hmm.
actually an interesting point from Biastar.
Hmm.
And are Afghanistan playing at home? This is something that I did think about. I don't know what level of football we are going to see from Afghanistan, but generally speaking, they will still have a lot of the players who are playing abroad.
Previously, I would have gone for Mongolia.
Hmm.
Previously, I would have gone for Mongolia in that time, but I'm not sure anymore. I'm not so sure anymore. Like they have good players, right?
Hmm.
So we have like I mean we've seen players from Afghanistan also play in India before, so they're not half bad, right? So I mean, last guess I think it will be Afghanistan. Also, one more important because he spoke about hosting, right? We're facing the hosts. We're still facing the host China in the Asian Games, right? So it's not going to be that easy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mumbai ACL games clash with Asian games. Don't think they'll release Mistra, is what the Waves is saying. This is an interesting point, but Des Buckingham has been on record, I
yeah,
think,
saying he
saying that
will.
he will do what he can to
Yeah, we
help
will do
Indian
what the
football.
federation asked us to do.
So
Yeah,
hopefully he will do that. There is a question for
I
you
mean,
also
I,
coming
I
from
mean,
Kumar Reddy.
I also want to just say this. I think there are a lot of media malice against FSDL when they say that oh, FSDL's not allowing uh, players to play for ISL. And a lot of it comes down to the individual clubs. A lot of it comes down to individual clubs, right? So just saying.
Yeah, so there's a question from Kumar Reddy. Orko, do you think we will get a point against Australia and Uzbekistan? Uzbekistan outclassed Oman 3-0, thrashed Turkmenistan 5-0. I think if we qualify for round three, we will play 10 games, I think is what he's asking.
Um, not
I mean,
sure.
I don't think we will get a point out of Australia.
Yeah.
Uzbekistan, maybe, but they do
Yeah.
look like a very strong outfit.
So,
And I did an interview with Igor Stimac. He spoke about the same thing. The Omani coach is a friend of his, and they had a conversation about how good Uzbekistan was. And it seems
yeah.
that they have improved a lot while
Yeah.
we are not really paying attention. But their under 23 teams have been doing very well. They're in the Kafa Cup also. They did quite well. So they have a good generation of players coming up. So
Hmm.
possibly going to be a good challenge.
Yeah. I think I don't think we get a point out of either right now. I mean, I'll be very honest, right? So yeah, I mean, you probably this thing
What will ISL final winner get? Makes no
makes
sense.
sense. He's talking about spot, continental spot. I think it'll be same as this year, right?
Yeah, but I think the champions will be the
Yeah.
league winners, the star that they generally get and stuff like
Yeah.
that. That will be the league win, which I think
Yeah.
is fair because they
And
played the
and
20 odd games to win the
And
season.
football with Sujal also makes a point. He said Afghanistan played in the Kafa Championship. Yeah, we just saw it. Like I said, I still think they're on their day. They're a banana skin. They are right. So uh, I think they will edge it against Mongolia. Let's see.
Okay. Another question is coming. It's pretty hyped up due to national team's recent performance. New broadcasters will be coming in. How important do you guys think the club and broadcasters need to convert this chance to pull fans to club
For
football?
sure. Like Indian football is running on hot coals right now, right? It stock could not be higher. It is like essentially you have the PM, the sports, everyone tweeting about it, right? It's just that the quality as such has not taken a massive leap, but a few results have gone our way. And what has happened is there's a lot more traction now with the results going our way, right? So uh, I
I
think
think the last couple of
hmm,
months, right?
hmm,
Of course, India has won tournament after tournament, played a lot of games at home, which obviously helps. And being winning obviously helps.
that's what
There has
winning teams.
also been a sort of, it came in like an off season where there are not too many other sporting event also happening, which really helped the fact that people were watching it on TV. The crowd's involvement in the matches have also been fantastic. So altogether, it's been a groundswell. The whole thing is coming towards Indian football. There was a huge uproar when the Asian Games spot was not given, which is something we have seen. But I don't think in 10 years I have seen this kind of interest in Indian football out of the blue. The important thing now is to keep it going. We need the quality to go on. We need performances to match it. All of these things have to happen, and I think the interest is building very, very well for
Yeah,
the Asian Cup.
but unfortunately, like I said, the public's a cruel judge because, I mean, even in the run up to the Asian Cup, you lose one match, right? Like the knives will be out because, I mean, as you've seen, Indian football is reaching newer audiences. So, I mean, it's imperative to keep the momentum, and India's actually playing quite a lot, guys. Like honestly, like we're playing two tournaments, the senior team. Then you have the men's and the women's at the Asian Cup. You have the Olympic qualifier women. You have the Asian Cup for the men. So, man, like there is considerable following
Yeah,
for the.
there is also a question which I think is the last one. Lorso, do you guys see Nemil getting some game time in ISL under Manolo? Don't forget Bryson Fernandez.
Nemil
I mean,
was
Nemil
injured
has to
last.
stay fit, no, first of all. I
Nemil was
think.
injured last year, and also, guys, uh, competition for the central spots has skyrocketed there at Goa, right? Because you have Rainier, Rowlin, you have Ayush Dev Chetri, you have so many people playing through the spine now. You have so many Indians, right? So uh, it's going to be tough. Same goes for Bryson also. It's going to be tough for this chap also, but he showed enough promise. Now let's see what happens. And
I
also,
I am not going to like this is a problem with Indian football, right? We always look at this guy thinking he is going to be the next superstar. Now I have seen and heard and so many things about him over the years. We saw glimpses of it in Duran Cup also last year, uh, but he has to do it at least for one full season. He has to stay fit. He has to perform, and then we'll see potential.
Nemil, right?
Yeah,
Nemil, yeah, yeah. So I mean, it's kind of Nemil's kind of yeah, because of that one injury, it's in he's stagnated. But that doesn't mean he's bad. That
of
doesn't
course
mean
not.
he's yeah.
No,
So
he
I mean,
has the talent. He was the highest rated at that in that batch of Reliance kids, right? So he's clearly talented.
nobody's even come close.
Yeah,
Nobody's even come close. And man, what a fantastic Duran Cup! Like you can't not remember it. You can't like the kid played out of his skin, right?
yeah, very well.
Like I mean, what do I say? Like, it's one of the things you remember. But also, guys, to Sandeep's point, right? I've seen Alvin George in training, and
Yes,
Alvin George in training is
he's
messy.
a beast.
Is
He used to nutmeg people for fun. That level of comfort he had on the ball.
I for me, whenever I think this guy's gonna do well, I always remember Alvin George, right? Because nobody remembers Alvin George now. So yeah,
Yeah,
don't worry, guys. That there are
yeah.
Federation Cup, Super Cup winners will get is. Okay, Bagam rights of La Liga, European Cups, some cricket tournaments.
So Viacom have rights of La Liga, Liga,
Hmm.
some European Cup and cricket tournaments,
They will,
but they
guys.
have just two channels.
They will get the rights. I mean, my feeling is they will get the rights. Sandeep, you can say.
No, I was trying to finish the question for people who are just listening.
Okay. No, that's what ISL comes in. Don't you guys feel there's a problem there? That's the question, right?
Okay. B Star is again asking Minerva's recent Gotia Cup kids were excellent for their age, future looking promising. To be fair, I think I have not really
No
given
comment.
enough credit to what Ranjit Bajaj is doing over there.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's going to be a success. I don't know if what it's going to be, but at least he's doing something.
Yeah.
So to that
Hmm.
end, I'm going to give him that credit, well deserved, and may his dream of playing 2034 World Cup come true. That's all I can say.
All I can say is that um, under 13 success is no. It's not an indicator to for anything. Even like I said, we can show you papers where even under 17 indicators also are not great, right? uh, some people say that under 21 is the earliest you can possibly say ki matlab, in what direction is a kid's career heading. Definitively. And you have generational talents, yes, that you know. Like for example, whoever saw a Chetri grow up probably already knew, or a Bhutia or a Vijayan, right? But yeah.
So
It-
another question: Federation Cup, Super Cup. We
mm,
will get AFC Cup qualifiers. We lose spot in for AFC Champions League group stage spot. We will get only two spots for AFC Cup group stage and AFC playoff. I don't think we ever really deserve to play the Champions League, so I'm absolutely fine with losing that spot. I
yeah.
think they are also restructuring it into a three-tier competition. I heard some uh, details about that. I really not sure about how the
Yeah.
all the breakup is going to be.
Mm,
Second and third tier is where India belong, and if they can play a playoff and get into the Champions League group stage, that is fantastic. But that said, the two teams that did go play in the Champions League, I
mm,
have to applaud the amount of effort and performance they put out. Both FC Goa and Mumbai City have done really, really well. They've given a very good account of themselves.
hmm. And Nemil was in Europe last season, right? No, football with Sujal, he was not. He was injured.
He was injured, yeah.
And to the to one viewer whom I might have ticked off, that's how I pay respect to the audience, by giving them facts. So for facts, please continue watching uh, injury time. As we wrap up this episode, I'm just going to quickly, Sandeep, if you don't mind, I'm just going to quickly pull up two more draws,
Okay.
which are the Santosh Trophy and Senior Women's NFC's draws, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For people
Okay.
who don't know what NFC is, National Football Championship.
National Football Championships. Okay. Yeah. So, okay. Santosh Trophy 2024 official draw. Kerala, Goa, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat. I think I'm going for Kerala in that uh, in that group. And again, I think they've structured according to the team which is likely to top the group. So Kerala, yes. Punjab, yes. Poor Delhi, stuck in a group with Punjab and Haryana and Odisha and West Bengal. Oh, actually, no. Coming to think of it, Punjab and West Bengal, that's going to be a close run thing, actually. Uh, you have, where do you have the defending champions? Karnataka? Wait,
I don't know. I can't really see.
yeah. Do my eyes deceive me? Or does Karnataka get a free pass into the final round? Is that it?
Could
Because
be.
there's no way that they put 36 here without not putting Karnataka, right?
Could be. I am not really sure. I have not paid that much attention to the draw yet.
Okay. No, because both the finalists and the Meghalaya also aren't here, right? So so yeah, I mean, we don't know, these things are never explained, guys, unfortunately, with the tweet. So just bear with us. also the format changes every year. So really sorry guys for not giving you more clarity on this. You have Manipur, Jharkhand, Tamil Nadu. I think Tamil Nadu has a potential to pull an upset on Manipur there, right? So let's see. Uh, don't count out Jharkhand and Nagaland. They have pretty half decent sides. Yeah, you have Railways, Bihar, Chandigarh, Rajasthan, Assam, Himachal Pradesh. Oh, this is a tough one. It's a full Minos group. No offense if anybody's from these states is watching, right? I just call it as I see it. Railways because a lot of professional players offer jobs there, so you have to say railways. Similarly, ditto for services, but Mizoram guys, Mizoram always the dark horse of the Santosh Trophy. Maharashtra, Telangana, yeah, I think Maharashtra easy in this one. I think this is the most clear cut group. Maharashtra easy, and I think along with Group A because Goa's no longer a powerhouse. It's a minnow. As much as it pains for me to say this, it's a minnow. Sandeep, do you have a different take on this?
No, not really. I mean,
Okay.
I'll be very honest. I'm not the most educated in women's football, so then generally,
No, this is
sorry, this is the Santosh Trophy, right?
the Santosh Trophy.
No, I really don't have much of a different opinion on this
Hmm.
because I don't know the teams. Because Santosh Trophy also allows some extra players to come in,
Hmm.
so we'll see
No,
how the
assuming the strengths. This is based on the last few years. This is based on the last few years for me. The women's, yeah, Manipur, Pondicherry, Manipur easy, Mizoram, weak in the women's game, not as strong in the women's game as in the men's game. Um, you have West Bengal, Telangana, poor Delhi again, stuck in a group with West Bengal. I think they'll give West Bengal a fight, and Nagaland also I think might give them a fight. Chandigarh, Assam, Sikkim, Karnataka, Kerala, Tripura. I think quickly. I think would expect Karnataka and Kerala to be really competitive in this group, right? And it's I think Karnataka might edge it because a lot of different a lot of players from all over the country come play, and so your last club decides which state you're going to play for. You have Jharkhand. I think Jharkhand are favorites here, unless someone pulls a surprise. Also, guys, we just should tell you in all these competitions, there's massive exporting of teams, right? The some the Where's Himachal Pradesh? Himachal Pradesh usually in the women's they just export a whole team from Haryana always. They do this always, right? So uh, again, the facts as I see it. No offense to any states people whatsoever. Railways and Maharashtra in Group F difficult competition, and Group E I think is Odisha's easy, but I think Gujarat does pretty decent women's football. So let's see. So that's it from me. Sandeep, you can take it over.
Yeah, I think that's all we have time for. There's one question from Biasar saying Bangalore Som Kumar playing in a European league. I
Is
will
it?
be very honest, I really never heard of them until the news came today. This is a similar case to what Ishan Pandita also. He also was in Bangalore studying here at the time when he moved to Spain. So I really don't you know have much idea about him, but all the best to him. I hope he does well. The next generation of goalkeepers also look quite strong for Indian national team, and I hope he can add to that. So Sandeep doesn't feel Santosha watching Santosh Trophy, unfortunately. So no take from. I'll be very honest. I couldn't see. I don't know if you guys could see. I really couldn't see the group here, and that's also one reason why I didn't say much. Plus Santosh Trophy, right? The early rounds are quite lopsided most of the time. Only once you get to the later rounds, it becomes a little interesting. Also, lot of that like let's take if Kerala Super League didn't take off, right? At least so far. If Kerala Super League had taken off, there were good money going in there, and they used that as their people coming on
Okay.
to playing in their local league as part of Santosh Trophy. You never know how strong they could have been. Karnataka, a lot of players do come here, but last Karnataka team had a lot of local players also. So these kind of things do happen. So generally not very averse to saying anything about the Santosh Trophy teams until they start playing.
No, Somkumar played for some. Sorry, just to previous question, Somkumar played for some Indian youth sides, if I'm not mistaken. But
Okay,
like I said,
I really didn't know.
yeah,
I know about
I
this
mean,
the boy who went to Mumbai City FC. He's I think third choice keeper there, third or fourth choice keeper there. Young boy, he played Indian Arrows and all. Aryan, something was his name. So
is there some NT window number? Have to check. It's pretty close to the Asian Cup, so just check. Actually, right? Okay. I think that's quite a long episode, Sandeep.
yeah,
We
yeah.
overshot.
It is a little. I apologize for it being a little haphazard because a lot of the things just we did on the fly. We really didn't prepare a lot. This was a split of the moment decision to do this.
Yeah.
So we will
Yeah,
get.
but it's good. But it's good. Like I mean, random YouTubers go and give reactions saying Jai Hind and let's get them and let's kill them. So I mean, we still have a lot of preparation over years that we've done on these teams, that we watched these teams in this thing. So guys, like I said, the home of no, I won't call myself the home of Indian football. That's somebody else, and we are definitely not them. We are the home of actual Indian football, right? So keep watching, Sandeep.
Yeah, so keep watching, do all the good stuff, like, share, subscribe, and all the stuff.
Mm.
And keep supporting us. And please keep sending questions and interactions as well. You can tweet to either of us. We have our Twitter handle on the screen.
Please get us to 1,000. Please get us to 1,000. We deserve it. You guys know it. Please share this pod amongst your friends, people who want to watch it, and please give us suggestions if you would like for us to do something. I promise I'll set up. I just had a long day. I will.
Yes,
Right.
so we will hold on to Orco for being more prepared and better placed and stuff like that for the next episode. But I do have one thing before I just remembered. There was a message after the last episode where somebody said, "Why do I feel so blue after listening to this?" The reason why is that I am really not all about hyping stuff in Indian football. We are actually giving you the ground details with after talking to the players, after talking to the owners, after talking to coaches, and all of those things. So these are realities that we are bringing out. Hopefully things will get better. I mean, there are in some ways things are better, but things can get better, and we are just giving you the exact stories of what that is. When Indian football does very well, we will be the first one to shout from the rooftops, as we did during the SAF Cup. We had a whole segment of everybody going gaga over the performances that Indian players have put in. So yeah, this is the ground reality. So I'm really sorry if you
And
feel that way, but that's the honest truth
yeah,
we'll give.
and guys, we are the biggest fans of Indian football. We've dedicated a decade of our careers to this. I'm not kidding.
Even
Not
after
making.
leaving that main career, we are still continuing with this.
We're still doing this. Yeah. So support us if you would like to support us monetarily. Also, that is also fine. Okay. Ciao,
Yes.
Sandeep.
Okay.
Let's.
See you guys. Please do all the good stuff, right? Like we'll come back with a much better prepared and much more like in-depth wala episode soon enough, because there are still stuff that is happening in Indian football that we have our ears to the ground with. So we'll see what we can bring up there. So till then, take care and enjoy the game.